Hello, everyone. Mike's MMA Picks here. I'd like to formally welcome you to my channel as well as the inaugural MMA Betting Seminar, episode number 1, where we'll be highlighting some important aspects when considering where to place your hard-earned money. So, first things first. Want to thank everybody for tuning in. You can follow me on Twitter at MikesMMAPicks. You can check out my third-party tracked betting record at betmma.tips. And also, you can find a lot of my content over at MMA Oddsbreaker. Thanks again. Let's get right to it here, where we have the topic of the day, which is targeting fighters who will fight hard for your money. I cannot understate how important this is as we navigate the terrain week in and week out. When you target fighters, you want to consider, do they quit? Have they overcome adversity in the past? We want to target fighters who are resilient, fighters who are durable, fighters who can escape when they get stuck on the bottom and they're facing a wrestler. Everything I say here is matchup dependent, but we've got a lot to consider here. And when you're choosing which fighters to back, you have to go back to the tape and see, have they met serious resistance and overcome that resistance? Are they capable of doing that? You want to be cognizant of situations where you're backing a specialist, somebody who looks great on tape, but they haven't necessarily had their back against the wall at any point in any fight, especially if you're laying 2-3 more units on this specific fighter. There are certain specialists out there, jiu-jitsu practitioners, strikers. Take a look at the different disciplines, and you need to have a well-rounded game, be able to sustain damage and overcome adversity. There are certain fighters out there, for example, Mason Jones. He's a fighter who will fight hard for your money every time out, no matter what. He might lose, but he is going to fight hard for your money. Another fighter, Paul Felder. Look through his track record. He's been caught in some really tough spots. Remember the situation against Charles Oliveira? Was able to not give in, not submit, and turn the tide in that fight. Billy Quarantillo, another fighter who has been able to overcome adversity. Then you look at the different echelon fighters. You have a champion, Petr Yan, who, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Watch when he's had his back up against the wall in certain fights. The Jose Aldo fight was, things got a little sketchy in the early rounds. Took over. Uriah Faber attempted to put it on him near the end of the first round. And we saw what Petr Yan did in that situation. Just met fire with fire and completely blew his opponent out of the water. You want to target fighters who will fight hard for your money. Fighters who don't quit. Fighters who are going to fight tooth and nail until the bitter end. Carla Esparza is another fighter who she may be outmatched from a striking perspective, but she will not give in. She will be relentless until the final bell. Andre Fili is another fighter who we've seen overcome adversity in the past and has made new wrinkles to his game every time out. These are just a few examples of fighters who will fight hard for your money. But when you're researching and doing your tape and doing your tape study, you want to really dig deep and look into fighters who are capable of overcoming adversity and who are going to pour it on in the second and third rounds, especially in this day and age when sometimes we have some suspect judging out there. You want to make sure that you are backing fighters who will fight hard for your money. So just a little snippet of what we have in play. One of the variables that we consider when backing fighters with our hard-earned money is will a fighter fight hard for your money? And consider that, because you don't want to back somebody who's going to end up wilting or succumb to pressure. Thank you for tuning in. Look out for videos throughout the week and the coming months. You can see our third-party tracked record, steady incline, but we are not done. Every time out, we're going to try to go get what's ours every time out. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you wouldn't mind subscribing and liking the video, that would be a big help to us as we build this channel. We have many more topics to discuss in the near future. Today's topic, target fighters who will fight hard for your money. Let's do this.